Hunter, obviously, not the results you guys were looking for, but uh, got a chance to see Drake. Just kind of your thoughts on what you saw, and maybe kind of a little bit of a bright future ahead as far as you're concerned with him.
Yeah, I mean, I commend his toughness first and foremost. His competitiveness was great. It was, fun to kind of get some things going, moving in the positive direction. I felt like the 2 minute before the half was a great moment for us too as an offense. Just got to be better with the football. We got to be better. We weren't able to establish the run like we wanted to today, and just got to be better in a lot of areas. And it starts with myself. I need to be better and be better for this football team.
Right here, Hunter. The play where Drake buys some time with his legs and drifts about and gets close to the line and flips it to you really late in the play. What are the emotions seeing your quarterback being able to buy that much time and improvise a play like that to get you time to get in an open space and make a big play?
Yeah, I mean he's super athletic. He's very mobile, so you got to be ready at all times on any route to be able to kind of convert into a scramble drill kind of mode. And in that moment, he was able to just kind of find me and make a play. So he's a playmaker. He's a great player, and he's only going to continue to get better.
Hey, Hunter, I know Drake was just asked a few minutes ago if the game slowed down as it went along for him. Did you get a sense of that in the huddle, even at the line, the cadence and whatnot? Did he seem more comfortable and confident?
Yeah, I mean, each rep, each play. It feels like a long time ago to remember back to my rookie year, but every rep and every game he puts behind him, he's only going to continue to get better, feel more comfortable. So feel like he did a lot of good things. I know there's things he probably wants to do better. I mean, that's kind of how it is for all of us. We all got to continue to get better.
You're a veteran, Hunter. It's 5 losses. How do you kind of squelch that from, invading the locker room? How do you squelch the negativity, I guess?
Man, well, I think you got to learn a lot from, there's a lot of teams that have been in this situation and crawled themselves out. I can think back to my second year. We were 0-4 and ended up, I think, either 9-7 or 10-6, and really felt like we should have made the playoffs that year. We actually missed it by like a tiebreaker or something like that. But it can happen. You turn the ball over 4 times. You play a really, really good football team. I mean, you got to give hats off to the Texans. They're a really good football team. They're going to take advantage of those, and they caused those. They made some great plays. But we can turn this around if we want. And I feel like we have a good locker room. I get excited to come to work every day with these guys, and I know that we got a lot of work to do. We got to get a lot better, but it starts next week, and I think you just approach it one game at a time, like it is, throughout the year. No matter if we're 5-1 or we're 1-5. So that's my mindset, and I know the guys in this locker room will have that mindset.
Hunter, I know you mentioned the run game was a bit of a struggle. Did you feel like it was something specifically they were doing to take away the run, or did you feel like it was just purely an execution thing or some combination?
It's kind of hard for me to say right now without watching the film, to be honest with you. Once I'm able to watch the film tomorrow and be able to see it a little bit more, I mean, honestly, when I'm in the play, it's hard to know exactly what's going on. I'm just kind of focused on my job and what I've got to do. But also, I think the nature of the game, too, obviously getting behind early, really fast, it kind of puts you not in a – obviously, it was early, but – we needed to kind of get the ball, move the ball down the field a little bit more. I think we can be better in the run game, but I'll learn a lot once we watch the film.
Last question, Phil Perry.
Hunter, you mentioned earlier you wanted to commend Drake for his toughness first and foremost. Why? What stood out to you in that regard from Drake today?
Well, I mean, that's a big moment, first and foremost. Your first game, your first start, and then, he got hit a few times early. He threw an interception early and just continued to come back, continued to fight, continued to, get back up and continue to play and play at a high level too. As a young player, to be able to bounce back like that, I think that's more even the mentally tough than maybe some of the physically tough. I know how hard it can be. You have something not go your way early in the game, but to continue to fight and get back up and keep going. I commend him on that. Good.
Kayshon, obviously not the result that you guys wanted, but just if you could give us your thoughts on what you saw on the play, on the nice pass that Drake made to you to complete the touchdown and get your first career touchdown as well.
I'll say going into the second quarter, we didn't have the momentum from the first. Couple 3-and-outs, back to back to back. So I was just like, defenses start sitting on routes if we're not throwing it deep. So I went to coach, and I was like, we need to take a shot. Like, I want the ball. And that was the opportunity, and it presented itself. And Drake threw a great ball, great pass from him.
Hey, Kayshon, I'm just wondering what you can tell us about the chemistry you've built with Drake going back to the summer.
I'll say, when Drake first came in, it's all about – I was once a rookie, so it's all about getting comfortable, kind of finding your confidence and your rhythm. So just from the time he got in, just going in and out every day, just letting him know it's all going to be all right, just letting him know we all can improve to get better.
Kayshon, do you feel like you guys were aggressive enough offensively early in the game? It felt like it sort of took a little while for you guys to start pushing it down the field as you described.
I'll say the past couple of weeks we've been starting slow, so I feel like we're not aggressive enough as we're supposed to be, and I feel like we just need to be more aggressive, like you said. 'Cause I feel like times where we are aggressive, the ball's actually moving and we're getting places.
Hey, Kayshon, you talked about Drake and confidence. How about for you? How much has your confidence, or perhaps just what sustained your confidence, belief in yourself when the reps were down? The usage last year diminished as the season went along earlier this year. Maybe not as many reps in the first few games as we've seen the last couple of weeks.
I'll just say, like I said, the more you play, the more confident you become. We practice Monday through Thursday, walk through on Friday, Saturday. So just trusting your preparation, and there's never really a doubt in my mind that I can make a play. I really catch every ball that's thrown to me. So it's just catching.
Kayshon, I'm just wondering if you noticed the difference with the crowd today with Drake in the game and sort of the way they reacted to having him play today compared to the rest of the season.
I'd say the crowd was energized, picking Drake as the third-round pick. Well, not third round, first round, third pick. That's what the people want to see. So I feel like they got to see what they wanted. So
Going against Stingley, how often did you go against him in the past in your college days, and what was it like being out there on the field with him today?
So we was together 2 years in college, so my freshman year and then my sophomore year. So familiar matchup, going into the whole week, I was like, that's where I want to be, kind of familiar with how he played, his technique, just stuff like that. So it wasn't a doubt in my mind that I can be him.
You mentioned it felt like the fans were energized, Kayshon. How about the receivers? Having Drake back there now, how energized are you guys as a group?
I say as a receiver group, we confident. It's all 11 of us on the field, so just trusting the line to do their thing. And if everything good up front, then we all confident that Drake can make those passes. I feel like he confident we can make the catches. So.
Christian, just a thought on, especially the first two drives, they were able to come right down the field. What kind of was said after that for you guys to try to get you going in the direction? And just, Gerard was saying unacceptable as far as defense is concerned. Your thoughts kind of as a group, what happened today?
Yeah, for sure. We always preach we want to start fast. We obviously didn't. Like you said, they came down, marched 2 drives. But, once we got to the sideline, it was like, all right, settle down. We got a plan. Let's stick to the plan. And, I think we settled down for a little bit, and, they came out and executed their game plan.
Christian, just wondering how you would evaluate your own performance today.
I didn't feel like I played too well. But, it ain't about me. We got to win as a team. So that's that on that.
Right here, Christian. Gerard was just talking to us about the message he was sending to you guys after the game about penalties, fundamentals. What was the messaging you were getting from the coaching staff throughout the game and after the game when you came off the field?
Yeah, really what he was talking about. They came out and did their thing, but we also beat ourselves at points. Penalties. Defense not doing what we need to do. So that's that on that.
Christian, looked like a back and forth battle between you and Stephon Diggs. I was wondering your perspective on the touchdown and also on the deep ball where you kind of were able to squeeze into the sideline.
Yeah, he's a great receiver. He's been doing this for a long time. And, on the touchdown, he ran a good route. That's the life of a corner. You're gonna get beat. So it's props to him. He came out and ran a great route, and CJ put it on him. And the other play was just trusting my technique and going out there and doing that.
Marcus, just kind of a thought your head coach was talking about, just maybe how disappointing it was from a defensive side. How much, when they came down those first 2 drives, get 14 points, put you in a hole, what was said amongst you guys, and maybe how frustrating was that?
Yeah, the main thing that we were talking about was just playing our football. We had some miscues down the way, but we're going to watch the film and make sure that we get those handled for sure.
Marcus, what particularly was going wrong the first couple drives, and how we were able to sort of get back on track towards the middle of the game and limit the Texans when you were able to?
The main thing that we had going on was just, not playing our football. We had guys, doing different things and everything, but one thing that we do pride ourselves in is accountability. So, the next man will tell you, hey, we need to do this, and, there's no egos when it comes down to it. We love the way that we critique each other, so we try to do that on a down-to-down basis, but after that, it started kind of going the way that we wanted it to go on the defensive side, but we just can't put ourselves in a hole.
Hey, Marcus, want to ask you about the interception, the ball off the hand of Schultz with Marte covering in the end zone. Can you take us through that play? And when you have the ball in your hands in that situation, you were in a similar spot in Cincinnati in the fumble recovery. What is your thought process at that point?
Yeah, first off, it was a great play by Tay. He ended up putting the hands where he needed to and everything. I ended up catching the ball, and I was trying to go all the way. I seen some of the guys that was blocking and everything like that, DG and all those guys out there, so I was trying to find a crease and everything, but came up short.
Back to Dan Roach.
What do you take out of a day like this? Obviously, you guys are 1-5, not where you want to be, but Hunter mentioned that he's seen teams turn things around and get it going. What would you like to take out of this one? How do you get better on defense when you take the trip to London? And maybe a thought on what you saw from Drake May, bringing a little bit of excitement to the offense.
Yeah, even though, the game didn't go how we wanted it to go, there were some great things that happened in the game to where, we need to do it on a consistent basis. In the National Football League, the margin for error is very slim. And the thing is that, we got to make sure we go back. Anything that we didn't have handled, we got to practice it, make sure we get it right for next week.
I'll take the final question. Alan, please go on your
Marcus, you guys had a couple of defensive pass interference calls early. I'm not going to ask you about the calls, whether they were good or not. But because they were called early, does that give you a mindset that your aggressiveness, you take it off a little bit the rest of the game, figuring the officials are going to be looking at it?
I wouldn't say that our aggressiveness goes away. It's just the situation of resetting. At the end of the day, the referee calls the call, and if it's a foul, it's a foul, and you just got to go to the next play.